Hey guys, if you're stopping by, I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming. If I get one view on this video or these videos, I really appreciate it. So thanks for stopping by. So what I want to do for this channel is just give you guys, just a bit of background of what this channel is going to be about, and just hold myself accountable, right? So it's really about just explaining to you what I want the structure to be, and get some initial feedback as well. So yeah, it's gonna be fun, and I'm excited to get this going. So just to start, I'm going to talk about my background. So I've been in crypto DeFi for a while. I do believe in the future of it. I just feel like there's more structure that needs to be introduced. And you'll notice there's like a lot of themes of video games throughout this. So it's just, I've always loved video games. Currently, I work a 9 to 5 job. And you're probably not going to see my face. Not that I'm hiding or anything, but this is just more about us as a collective. I don't want myself to be the focus of this channel. I really want it to be about us working together to find projects. But in terms of my background, I do work in kind of legal IT field. I've done a lot of data management, and I've got my degree in science from, one of the best schools, I guess, in my area. So that is my background in that sense. And yeah, really just looking to bring some of my background to this space, hence kind of that tribunal, because I think tribunals are good in that sense for looking at something more objectively and trying to make improvements. So in terms of the format of this channel, really what I want to do is create essentially a longitudinal study of DeFi over the year. What my aim is to do is to track the performance of a program or a platform or a project. So I want you to be able to see on a week-to-week basis how is a project doing with, the actual numbers. I think sometimes it's hard for us to discern what's working, what's not working. So that's my goal. I really want to create a tracking system where we're looking at projects. I also want to introduce something called the graveyard. So if I take a loss, I want that to be known. I want that to be tracked. And essentially to me, the definition, kind of a loose definition of the graveyard is really when projects are doing really significant shifts and you lose so much money, and it really changes the nature of the project and kind of what you invested in. So you can come out of the graveyard. So be interested to see if these projects that make crazy changes, whether they're actually able to come back later on. So I'll be tracking the projects that are failing or the ones that I'm not doing well on, but I want to be able to see whether they come out of that and what that looks like from a numbers perspective as well. So really just want to kind of look at those different things. Really my aim for you over the years to be able to see how well things are doing. And my goal overall is just to help people who are 9 to 5ers. We don't know if this is going to work. It's more of an experiment. But as myself who's working class people, I think the power of DeFi will hopefully be to create passive incomes for us, just to make life a little bit easier, right? So that's the overall format of the channel. And I'm always open to feedback. I just definitely wanted to make it the best channel I can make. So always reach out if you have any other suggestions about things. So let's look at some critiques and improvements of the space. So I do want to hold myself accountable looking at it objectively. So there's a lot of great YouTubers out there, but one of my critiques is that currently what's happening is a lot of us are going into these projects. There's a referral system. The YouTubers are making all the money, and then we get dumped on, and then it's kind of this iterative cycle where projects keep doing that over and over again. So it's just a bit frustrating, and I feel for people. So I want to find a better way to track that, and at some point hopefully find more of those. The interest might not be as high, but a more sustainable project that we can kind of ride out with and really track that from a numbers perspective. So that's something I am trying to look at, critique and improving. Another thing I want to look at is, again, kind of in that nature is right now YouTubers aren't really transparent about what happens when a project goes under. And they kind of move on and just move on to the next thing. So I want to create more transparency there. And another thing I want to do is I do feel just in general on YouTube, a lot of times you're farming your viewers. So I want to find creative ways if I'm getting sponsored or we're working on deals with projects. However I can share in the back end, I don't want all the money. Like, I don't want to take all that money for myself. Again, I said at the beginning, we're a collective. So I want to find ways to share some of the revenue that I'm getting however I can to the community. And as we continue to grow, we can start to demand more because we can say together like, hey, we're all interested in this project. It's good. We're coming in. We're gonna market this for you. We're gonna track it for you. Um, how much are we gonna get? We got to benefit from this, right? So I want to find a way for us all to benefit from these scenarios, not just me. I feel like that does, and I feel for them. They're trying to support their families, but I think there's a better way of distributing the wealth among the viewers. So yeah, overall, just looking at that, and just really want to find just a good way to track everything. One of the critiques about myself is I found I was just believing in these projects a little too much. I've had some wins, but yeah, some of my losses they were good buys. They just held for too long. So that's something I want to work on in general, is just being more surgical about, getting in, getting out. If I like something, riding it out, but risk management is very important. And then something I want to do too is I do want to change kind of the AMA, the way AMAs are done, if I am lucky enough to have that opportunity. Currently, I respect how people are doing AMAs, but I want to do more of a look at the back end management and risk management of these projects, because I think it's important to look at quantifying their sustainability, right? So they can say, oh, we want to be sustainable and we want to do this, but I'd be interested in digging deeper with these developers to understand, like, okay, on the back end, how are you actually calculating sustainability? Are you looking at, your outputs for the day, for the week, and looking at TVL and actually doing calculations, or is it just arbitrary? So I want to push a little deeper in that area because I think that it would help the projects in the long run and people would feel more confident. So yeah, overall, that's what I'm looking at. So again, if you listen to the video, I sincerely appreciate it. Gonna make a Twitter. Feel free to reach out anytime. Next week, we're getting started off. So there's some projects that I'm currently in, and really I want to be the aggregator of the space. So a lot of YouTubers are actually starting to put out some decent projects. So I want to start tracking the ones I like and I'm in. And another rule for me is any project I put on this channel, I gotta be in it with you. If I'm not in it with you, I'm not putting it on this channel. So if you're looking for someone who's looking for moonshots and stuff, like, that's not me. If I put on the channel, I gotta be in it with you, right? I'll tell you if I'm more looking, so I always want to be transparent. But if I'm tracking it, I have to be in it with you, right? So yeah, that's something I'm looking at. So in the comments, feel free to like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. If there is a particular project that you're looking at that you like, let me know. And that's something I want to also look at too. Is if I get into things early, I want to find a way to share it with our group first. Because again, what's happening now is a lot of times YouTubers get in so early and then we just get dumped on. So if I get in early, I want to let you know. Obviously, there'll be higher risk in those scenarios. But yeah, working together to really try to get it together. So if you're here, again, I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next week. Hope you have a great week. Feel free to reach out at any time if you have any questions. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.